One question we get often is, how do we do a Roth conversion? It sounds like a great opportunity, but how do I do it? And so we're going to show you in the video today, if you're looking to do a Roth conversion, you're looking to do it on your own, we're going to give you the instructions of what to look out for and how to do it to make sure you're doing it the right way. Now, I do want to preface this that I would recommend you get help from a professional when doing a Roth conversion, because once you do a Roth conversion, you can't change it. We had someone attend one of our workshops before, and they said they did a Roth conversion on their own, and they submitted the form to their custodian who was holding their assets, and they wanted to do an $11,000 Roth conversion. Well, when they entered in that form, they entered it incorrectly, and a $111,000 Roth conversion ended up getting done for them. And as you can imagine, that led to penalties, that led to extra tax, higher tax rates, and they did not want that to happen. And when they went back and said, hey, can you change this? I just made a mistake. What do you think they said? Sorry, once a Roth conversion is done, it's done. So just make sure you're being ultra careful when doing a Roth conversion, but also understand you got to decide what is the right amount to Roth conversion, but also should you even do it or not. So there's a lot of decisions to make before you actually pull that trigger of doing a Roth conversion, but we're going to act like this makes sense for you and you know exactly how much to do, and now we're going to walk you through the steps of how to get this done. And so let's first start off with different scenarios. So let's first start off and say that you have a 401k and you're over age 59 and a half. So if you want to do a Roth conversion, typically what we would recommend is you take that 401k and you move it to an IRA, and then once it's in an IRA, you move it to a Roth IRA and do that conversion that way. And the reason why you want to move it from the 401k to the IRA and then to the Roth and take that extra step is it just makes it cleaner and makes it sure it will get done in the right way. Understand with this transition that we're talking about, you could do this if you're 59 and a half or older, if you're working or if you're not working. So if you're working, you can do something called an in-service withdrawal, where you can take money from that 401k and move it to an IRA before you're done working and still get the company match, the free money that you're entitled to get there. The other way is if you're retired, well, you can obviously retire and you can do whatever you want with it, and then you can move it to the IRA, then to the Roth. The other situation is, let's say you have an IRA. Well, if you have an IRA, you just simply convert that from the IRA to the Roth. There's no other extra steps there. It's just as simple as that. And so how do we do a Roth conversion once it's from the IRA to the Roth? Well, you just have to fill out a really simple form. There's not a lot to it, but like I said, you just don't want to make any mistakes on that form. And if you work with, let's say, Fidelity or Charles Schwab, maybe Pershing, if you work with one of these custodians, they'll have a specific form that you fill out. And if you call their call center, if you're just DIY with them, just doing it yourself, if you call their call center, they'll help walk you through it. They're not going to give you specific advice of how much to convert or if you should or not, but they'll at least be able to help you fill out that paperwork to make sure you're doing it the right way. And they'll have things on that paperwork like how much do you want to convert. Another key area is going to ask, do you want to withhold anything from this Roth conversion? And that's an important one to understand. If you're under 59 and a half, you most likely do not want to select to withhold funds. And the reason why is you may have to pay a penalty because you take out funds from a retirement account before 59 and a half. So that may not be something you want to do. But if you're over 59 and a half, that can simply make sense just to withhold. Then you don't have to worry about paying it out of your pocket, and it's just done and it's taken care of. Typically what we will recommend for people though is that if you do have that money in your bank account and you are willing to pay the taxes with that money, that's actually the most efficient way to cover this Roth conversion. And the reason why is because let's say you want to convert $100,000. Well, if you take $100,000 from your IRA and convert all that to the Roth, all that goes to the Roth IRA. You have the most money you can get in that Roth IRA from that conversion. And then if you pay the taxes out of pocket, you don't have to worry about withholding it. First, if you did withhold it, now that $100,000, let's assume a 25% tax rate, goes to $75,000 in the Roth, so you don't get to get the full amount of benefit in your Roth. So that would make sense if you have money sitting aside. If you don't have money sitting aside, it could still make sense to do a Roth conversion because you're going to have to pay those taxes at some point. The question is, do you want to pay it now or do you want to pay it later? So those are some of the basic things with the Roth conversion form. And then just simply making sure you sign it, you date it, and you send it in, and just make sure it gets done correctly. Sometimes they may not get done correctly. Also understand that some Roth conversions can simply be done online at some of these custodians and can be done a little more quicker If it's just going from a Fidelity IRA to a Fidelity Roth IRA, for example, some of these custodians can have that more advanced capability. So hopefully that helps you take some steps to have a better understanding of looking to do a Roth conversion. If you mess up, don't blame me. This is just general advice. This is nothing specific. If you would want to get more specific advice, I'd recommend you reach out to a professional and just have them do it for you, or at least have them give you guidance so you're not making any mistakes there. But this is a big strategy that we want to make sure people are taking advantage of during this, what I call a tax sale right now, while tax rates are lower, so that you can pay your taxes now at a lower rate than later at a higher rate. So hopefully that helps you, and go ahead and look at a Roth conversion to see, 1, if it makes sense, 2, how much, and now you have a video to help you walk through how to get it done.